Justin Asher leads the field back to green. He gets a good start. He'll lead the field into turn number 1. Sean Burns will move around Burnett for second. Here comes Kit Bailey. He's back to the inside. He takes the 4th position. Your top 5 single file into turn number 3.
Atkins, he had a thought of going on the high side. Now he will duck on the inside of Kit Bailey as they come down the front straightaway. Asher is going to lead it. How about Sean Burns as he is going to make his presence felt going into turn number 1 off of 2 as the 74 goes through the infield.
Justin Asher still your leader. Sean Burns second. We've got caution on the racetrack. Colton Couch around on the bottom of turn number 4.
Bud Wallace in the 74.
The green flag racing, a good start from Asher. This time Casey Burnett. He will take the advantage for second into turn number 1. Burns on the bottom. They'll battle for that second spot off of turn number 2. Atkins, he'll move back to the inside of Kit Bailey, give him 4th, but Justin Asher, he'll lead lap 1 of the restart.
Atkins looks like he may have some muscle as he is all the way up challenging for that second place. He and Burns now side by side as they go through turn number 1 off of 2. But nobody has anything for that 74 of Justin Asher.
Justin Asher driving away from the field right now. Sean Burns, he works the bottom, will slide up to the middle. Casey Burnett, he's way up the racetrack. He's going to fall a position to Atkins. Kit Bailey now looking to the inside of him for 4th.
Kent Bailey working the inside. Knight Rider doing what he can do on the racetrack as we got one around.
John Snyder in the 6J around on the inside of turns 1 and 2. Yellow on the speedway will wall him back down. Up a little bit of a tight condition as now Burns slides up in front of Burnett as everyone struggles a little bit over there in turn number 4, but it's Asher, Burns, Burnett, Adkins, and now Dakota Earls moves himself into the top 5.
Burns, he has battled back and forth, but has nothing for the 74 of Asher. The 59 of Burnett seems like he will go toward the front, then he will fade to the back. Atkins right there in 4th place. Solid run for him. But again, Asher pulling away.
We've seen Asher. He's gotten a little squirrely a couple times over there in 3 and 4. That allows Burns to close. It's 3 car lengths into turn number 3. As Sean Burns will work the bottom, so does Asher. Still about 3 car lengths is a push for Burns off turn 4.
Fawcett, Missouri driver. He is a second-generation race car driver as Truman Asher is his father. He has got this car up front. He has got about a 4-car length lead on the 28 of Burns, and here comes Burnett now going to challenge Burns for second.
As Scott Crockett having trouble on that 9 machine, he'll pull that car to the pit area, call it a night. As Justin Asher still your leader. Sean Burns second, Casey Burnett third, Atkins 4th, and Kit Bailey. Kit Bailey now back up to 5th. He'll move back around. Dakota Earls will now go to the high side and look to make a move on that top side around the 91 of Josh Atkins.
Want to welcome all those viewers to Cheeseworks Video as we are now live streaming right here in Osborne, Missouri, US 36 Raceway. You're watching the E-Modified feature, and we are calling you the action.
As Justin Asher, he's still your leader into turn number 1. Off of turn number 2, he's still your leader. Sean Burns, he still runs second. He needs some time as we are going to have the white flag off turn number 4 this time.
74 coming to the line. He will see the white flag one more time around as we will get the trophy brought up from the pit shack as Jacob's getting ready to head down, ready to do the on-track interview here tonight for the E-Modified feature winner, Missouri National winner. He will work lap traffic. Sean Burns going to give it one last run. Here they come to the line. Justin Asher, your feature winner. Second place will go to Sean Burns in that 28 car. Behind Burns will come that 59J of Casey Burnett in that 59B car. Then will come the 77 of Kit Bailey and the 91J of Josh Atkins will round out your top 5. What a race. Let's give all these E-Mod drivers a big round of applause. As he makes his way up here to victory lane, race fans, driving car number 74. We'll see if he goes through the scale first, make sure he makes weight, and he is going to do that as he pulls it into the infield. The 74J, Sauter Racing on it. Munson Motorsports, also a proud sponsor. That 74 picks up the feature win tonight from Fawcett, Missouri, Justin Asher. Wow, what an exciting race from start to finish here in the E-Modified division, just setting the stage for the rest of the races to go here tonight. Pure Stocks will be ready to come out on the racetrack next as soon as Justin gets up here for his on-track interview. That was a heck of a race, guys. Several different lines they could run on the racetrack. Burnett running the high line. Sean Burns running the low line. These guys going back and forth for every position out on the racetrack. Wow, what race in action.
We got it.
As we're going to bring Justin Asher on up, don't want to sit here and wait on him to have to go through the scales. We're going to bring him on up here into victory lane. Napa Racing Auto Parts victory lane. Westfall GMC victory lane down front as he is going to make his way up here. Jacob down there waiting for him, ready to meet him. Also, Judy Staley Photography and John Lee all down there waiting to greet him in victory lane. As he makes that hard left turn, I'm going to send it on down to Jacob Blair in victory lane.
Thank you, Rick, as we await Justin Asher, the driver of the 74J, picking up the E-Modified Championship. Will work his way into Westfall GMC victory lane. As now Justin will start to take off. All of his safety are underway at US 36 Raceway.
As they fly down the front straightaway, DJ Barnes is going to lead them into turn number one. Young man got that car out front. 14-year-old going to be leading it. A little bit of a wiggle wobble, but he gears it back up, and here comes Houston as there's contact.
DJ Barnes won at the bottom of the racetrack. Now he will slide up. Sean Houston uses the bottom. Brad Smith down there as well. Brandon Hoover give him third, but DJ Barnes leads lap number one.
Brandon Hoover going to make it a run as he picked up his first ever heat race win. Wouldn't this be a good one to break into the winner's circle? Look at Wayne Brook thread the needle. He is up to that third position battling.
Brook on the top side. Sean Houston on the bottom and second. DJ Barnes kind of in the middle towards the top. Barnes still your leader. As the battles for third, Brad Smith on the bottom, Brook on the top side. Connor Mason are back there in that 47 car. He's your US 36 Raceway track champion, but out front, it's still the 5DJ of DJ Barnes.
Brad Smith in the mix in that car, number 31. Got the old Camaro rolling here tonight, but up front, everybody's chasing DJ Barnes at 5DJ out front. But look back through the pack, who's on his way to the front.
As now Connor Mason, he's going to try to split the middle. The door closes. He'll have to settle for that fifth position. And here comes Brook. He's now to the inside of the 540 of Houston. A little bit of contact. Houston hangs on to it. He hangs on to second. But here comes Mason. He's to the outside as Brook shuts the door. He'll try to go back to the middle. Smith and Mason have to regroup. Is now Brook loose over there in turn number one. He hangs on to it. And while the battle continues, Houston, he gets a gap for second. As, again, DJ Barnes out front.
Mason doing everything he can as we get another little wiggle out of that car, number 31. A little contact between he and Brook. But up front, DJ Barnes continues to run a flawless race. 14-year-old leading the Missouri National here tonight, Pure Stock.
The Pure Stock Nationals, DJ Barnes holding the lead out front, running the middle of the racetrack. A smooth line from that 5DJ. Houston still runs second. Brook third. Smith in fourth. Masoner runs fifth. Rolling up to sixth. Jack Turner runs seventh. Brandon Hoover back to eighth. Car stopped over there in turn number four on the bottom. That is Rex Bruning in the 44R. And that'll bring out the first caution of your Pure Stock main event.
Rex Bruning in the 44. Spin that car around. DJ Barnes.
He's into third. Here comes Jack Turner. Move him to fourth.
Alvin Christopherson also on the move in that 20X as he is starting his march to the front. Wayne Brook in that second position as looks like the 47X mighty loose that time. And here comes Jack Turner looking on the inside.
Halfway that time by DJ Barnes. Still staying smooth, but Wayne Brook keeping him within a couple car lengths. Connor Masoner's cleared for third, Turner in fourth, and here comes Alvy Christopherson. He'll take over a top five position. He moves to the outside of Brad Smith.
Wayne Brook, he is challenging now as he will look on the inside of DJ Barnes down the back straightaway. No cleaner driver than those two that are running 1 and 2 as Brooks in second and Barnes up front.
DJ Barnes, he's going to have to work for it as Jack Turner. He's got damage now on the front bumper as he slides up in front of Alvy Christopherson for fourth. as they make some contact further back in the pack as Alvy Christofferson and Jack Turner more contact back there in the pack. And while all that happens, your top three have driven away.
Little bit of bumper tag going on throughout the field, but that is racing here on the dirt track. The high banks of US 36 Raceway. Nationals on the line here tonight. Bumpers flapping, side panels flapping, and we are still racing under green flag conditions.
A lot of contact further back in the pack, but up front it is all clean as Wayne Brook has a little bit of a struggle over there on the entrance to 3 and a little bit more breathing room now for DJ Barnes. It's still a car length and a half. As Brook got a big run off at turn number 4, he'll use the bottom. Barnes has moved up the track, and Connor Masoner still quietly back there in third.
All that contact between the 47X and the 540 could not have helped that 47X car, but Barnes now slips up, and that allows Brooks to look on the inside, unable to get it done as we continue to run green.
DJ Barnes is glued to the middle of the racetrack. Wayne Brook on the bottom. Connor Masoner, he's closed that gap from third. It's a 3-car battle up front. As the white flag is in the air for the 5 DJ of DJ Barnes. DJ Barnes into turn number 1. He's got 3 car lengths off of turn number 4 to the 14-year-old. Has one more set of corners into turn 3 through turn number 4. DJ Barnes picks up a big one. He's your Pure Stock Nationals winner in the 5 DJ. Second will go to the 18 of Wayne Brook. Third, the 47X of Connor Masoner. Fourth, the 31 of Brad Smith, followed by the 5 of Kyle Rowland. But race fans, a big round of applause. What a performance from the 5 DJ of DJ Barnes as he picks up the Pure Stock Nationals main event. Race fans, let's give a big round of applause to the 14-year-old. The 5 DJ of DJ Barnes picks up your Pure Stock Nationals main event. Shaw, he gets back to the throttle. A good restart from Coleman Browning. He leads into turn number 1. He'll go straight to the top side. Matt Andrews looks for the bottom of the racetrack. He'll get to the inside of Shaw off turn number 2. They will battle down the back straightaway, and Shaw shuts the door, drives to the bottom. He'll try to get all the way to the inside of Coleman Browning. What a corner from Chad Shaw. They two make contact, and Chad Shaw, he leads lap 1 of the restart, lap 2 of the race.
Shaw continues to lead as they go down the back straightaway. He has that 27S on the rail here tonight. Looks like Coleman Browning is in that second position, but here comes the 22 of Andrews. He is making his move on the inside. He will take that second position away.
Matt Andrews moves around Coleman Browning into turn number 1. Shaw still your leader. Browning, he's in third as Stephen Clancy. We're thinking about is one car slow at the top of turn number 2. That is Craig Reynolds in the 3J, and that'll bring out a caution on the speedway.
Again, Craig Reynolds in turn number 2, problems for him. Also, Jeremy Pissenbarger will be the beneficiary of this caution as he had lost about 2 or 3 spots. But the caution coming out will move him back up to where he was before that.
Chad Shaw leads the field, the green. Matt Andrews second, Coleman Browning third. Pitsenbarger fourth. Chris Wright works his way into the top 5, but Shaw leads off turn number 2.
Andrews a very fast car as he has now found the top of the racetrack. Chad Shaw on the inside. Old Chubb's got it working down the front straightaway. Let's hope we can finish this thing under green.
As Shaw works into turn number 1, Matt Andrews goes to the high side of the racetrack as
debris.
Looks like we have possible debris in 3 and 4. It might just be plastic as Matt Andrews hits it. It is gone. We're going to stay green. Shaw working the high side of the racetrack as that is a tough place to run. You got to be perfect every lap. Shaw down the back straightaway. Matt Andrews right now the only car keeping pace with a 27.
Chubb Shaw getting it done. He is running a fast race. A little bit of a hitch down there in turn number 4, but he goes it back up. Looks like the gap is starting to close ever so slightly between the leader and the second place car of Andrews.
Shaw and Andrews both running the high side of the racetrack. Just as I say that, Shaw works the bottom this time in 3 and 4. Looks like he had a good corner, got some drive. We're now 7 in, 13 to go.
1 over the berm on the back straightaway. He will gather that car back up. That is Tristan Phillips as he has the front valence up on that race car now, just like a parachute as he is bouncing all over the racetrack.
As Chad Shaw using the bottom, Andrews up top. That gap is shrinking. Andrews has brought it down to a car length as they both now go back to the top side over in 1 and 2. It looks like Chad Shaw is better in corners 1 and 2. Matt Andrews better over here in 3 and 4. Now Andrews will work the bottom off turn number 4. We're 9 in, 11 to go.
Getting a pretty bad bump down here in turn number 4 as looks like they're trying to either go above it or below it. High side seems to be working better. Now Chubb back to the high side of the racetrack with Andrews in second.
As Chad Shaw and Matt Andrews, your top two. It's kind of stabilized at about 3 car lengths halfway, 10 in, 10 to go. Andrews down to a half car length. He gets a good run off turn number 4, and now he's going to get that drive. It's a car length and a half into turn number 3.
This one's going to go to the wire, race fans, as we're halfway through this feature. Down the front straightaway, it is tightening up. Andrews running that high line. Shaw running the low lines. We head into 1.
That time, Andrews got to the back bumper of Chad Shaw, and Shaw slides high, and there goes Andrews. You've got a new leader into turn number 3, and it's the 22 of Matt Andrews.
Shaw now, he will have to make up ground as Andrews gets by. That high side working to perfection for him. He is making it work as he now deals with lap traffic down the back straightaway.
Matt Andrews has found a ton of speed in that race car as it is gripped up and moving forward. The 22. He's got 7 more circuits before he picks up the first ever Sport Mod Missouri IMCA Nationals Championship. Chad Shaw, he's got to regroup and chase him down. Chris Wright runs 3rd. Coleman Browning 4th. Josh Munson, who had troubles earlier, he's up to 5th.
One slip was all it took for Andrews to make it work. He would get by Chad Shaw, and he would pull away. He has that car on cruise control now as he is flying down the back straightaway, going to be dealing with more lap traffic.
It's now to about 6 or 7 car lengths for Matt Andrews. As Rick said, lap traffic. Randall Bix up in front. Bix concedes the high line. Andrews working the cushion up there in 1 and 2. Chad Shaw, he seems to be running him down just slightly. That time, a 1/10 of a second. He's got about 4.5 more laps, and he's down a second. Andrews, your leader, 4 to go.
Will he have enough laps? He cut it down even more that time by as we continue to run under green flag conditions. Once we got it started, they are clicking the laps off in a hurry. 4 to go, race fans. We go into turn number 3.
As now Chad Shaw, he started to reel in the 22. 3 to go this time by for the 22 car of Matt Andrews. It is now down to 7/10 of a second. Chad Shaw reeling him back in. Shaw gets high over in turn number 2. That might do it. Matt Andrews, a big gap now into turn number 3, and he'll get the 2 to go signal this time by.
2 more laps for that car number 22 of Andrews. He has it on cruise control again as he goes through turn number 1 off of turn number 2. That one slip by Shaw was all it took to change this race around. Here comes Andrews. Andrews going to be looking at the white flag.
White flag in the air for the 22 of Matt Andrews. He drives into turn number 1 for the final time. He had to work through the field early and then had to move around the 27 of Chad Shaw. Once he got out front, he drove away, and off of 4, your Sport Mod Missouri IMCA Nationals champion is the 22 of Matt Andrews.
Coming home in that second position, 27 of Chad Shaw. Then comes car number 66 of Chris Wright. Great run for him. Then comes car number 83 of Coleman Browning, the 32P of Jeremy Pitzenbarger, and the 20X of Randy Smith Jr. As Josh Munson, that car comes to a stop down in turn number 1 and 2 as his night is through.
Dana Cook in the 19X and Shane Schmidt in the 39K. Your IMCA Missouri Nationals stock car main event is underway.
Chad Clancy taking a peek on the inside of Turner as Turner will lead him. He gets loose out of shape. That's going to give the lead to the 47X as they go down the back straightaway.
Down into turn number 3. It's Connor Masoner, your leader. Here comes Chad Clancy. He's going to work the bottom of the racetrack in that 72X. Out the line, your leader of lap 1 is Chad Clancy.
Smooth getting it done as he will work the inside of the racetrack. He will now pull out a car length ahead of the 47X. Here comes Masoner back on the outside trying to get it done as we got one dead in the water. Car number 21X, problems for Shadron Turner.
As everyone able to avoid some scary moments for some drivers further back in the field. Chad Clancy, he's out front. J.J. Baumlee now working to the inside of Connor Masoner in the 47X. C.J. Turner still in 4th. Mick Ross 5th. Dan Jackson in 6th. Shadron Turner pulls it to the infield, but it's still Chad Clancy out front.
Shadron Turner not going to win it tonight as he has pulled that 21X to the infield. But up front, Chad Clancy, old Smooth, trying to get it done. As we have yellow on the speedway. Yellow, debris on the front straightaway, debris on the racetrack, bringing the yellow flag out. And, man, it was just getting good, Jacob. Again, problems for Shadron Turner. He has pulled that car into the 3. Put fire in this microphone, Jacob. Let's go.
Chad Clancy leads the field back to green. He gets a good restart. So does J.J. Baumlee. He clears for 2nd. Mick Ross now looking for 3rd in turn number 1. Here goes C.J. Turner. He used the high line to win his heat race. He's going to try to go back up there. This time he slides too high. He's going to lose a couple positions. It's now Dan Jackson, Mike Nichols, Steve Starmer down the back straightaway as caution on the speedway. Those cars tried to go over. Thankfully stayed on all fours, but we're back yellow on the racetrack.
Starmer and Jackson getting together, both down in turn number 3 and 4. Is that going to go green? Green is go down the front straightaway. Your leader, smooth, Chad Clancy.
Clancy out front, Baumlee in second as he keeps it within a car length into turn number 1. Mick Ross running the bottom. CJ Turner trying to get that top side working. And here comes Brian Labonte. He's looking for 4th into turn number 3.
Labonte with a good run, that car number 99. He handles this track well as he will take that position away from C.J. Turner. These cars dicing and slicing all over the racetrack. We are 4 wide, back in the pack for the rear position.
As J.J. Baumlee, he moves to the inside of the 72X of Chad Clancy, and you've got a new leader with 20 laps to go, and it's the 46 of J.J. Baumlee.
J.J. Baumlee, a hard man to get by when he gets out front. He worked Chad Clancy to perfection, used that inside line. Now he begins to pull away from Chad Clancy. J.J. Baumlee out front. Here comes Clancy back.
Baumlee goes to the high side. Clancy running the bottom as he pushes up the hill. Ross still running third, Labonte fourth. Here comes Rigsby in that 12B. He's moved into the top 5. C.J. Turner uses the bottom. Jalen Wettengill back there on the 91J as well. Up front, it's still 3 car lengths between Clancy and Baumlee. They run 1-2.
Baumlee on the high side, Clancy on the low side. 2 of the veterans of this sport going back and forth up front as they go door to door, tail to tail as they go down the back straightaway. We are racing IMCA stock car style.
As off of as the 46 of David Holcomb is slow off of turn number 4, gets it back under power as Chad Clancy gets a little bit of a push off turn number 2, goes back to the bottom. Baumlee slides way up the racetrack, and that's going to cost him the lead. Clancy has it back at the stripe.
Clancy used that inside line to perfection. Baumlee just a little too high in 4. That's all it took. Now they go back and forth for that lead as they're side by side as they head into turn number 3.
Clancy on the bottom, Baumlee on the top. This time a much better turn from J.J. Baumlee, and he gets the lead back as we've got a car around over in turn number 1. He keeps it fired. We stay green. Clancy, it's back to within 2 car lengths down the back straightaway. Caution on the racetrack. The 39K got it refired, then looped it back around over there in turn number 2, and we have a caution on the racetrack.
Your leader is the 46 of J.J. Baumlee, as he was ahead when they come by the lap before. So J.J. Baumlee
going to be really good at restarts this season in that 46 car, and he gets another good one here. Opens up a couple car lengths into turn number 1.
Jalen Wettengill and Rigsby, a little bit of contact with them as they come off turn number 4, but they all gather it back up and we stay green. 72 of Clancy runs in that second position. Mick Ross in that third spot, and Labonte with a good run as he runs 4th.
Baumlee protects the bottom as we work into turn number 1. Baumlee now to the bottom, Clancy to the top. A lane switch between the two as Clancy trying to run a different line than Baumlee and get the better of him in turns 3 and 4. You've seen Clancy on the bottom all race long. Baumlee on the top. They switch lines now.
A little bit of bouncing around. We have got a groove down in turn number 4, throwing these cars around. May want to take a look at that after this race before the sprint cars come out. 46 of J.J. Baumlee has your lead, but here comes Clancy now on the high side. Clancy going to look up top. He and Baumlee racing for the lead.
The battle for the lead continues. These two have gone back and forth, and now Clancy, he looks to try to retake it down the back straightaway. Clancy working the high side, Baumlee on the bottom. As off of 4-year leader at the line, it is really close as they work into turn number 1.
Too close for me the call, but it shows Baumlee on the scoreboard as your leader as they go down the back straightaway. Baumlee and Clancy cannot be separated as they're side by side. Baumlee drives it in a little bit harder, but Clancy able to drive it off harder. Baumlee with a little bigger lead that time as there's a half a car length between those two as they go into turn number 1.
As we had a little bit of a scoreboard malfunction, so there's a lot less than 15 laps to go. As we work into turn number 1, Baumlee your leader. Clancy's still there. Clancy on the high side, Baumlee on the bottom. Those two have driven away from the rest of the field right now into turn number 1.
As they continue to race, side by side for that lead. Baumlee on the inside now. Here comes Clancy back on the high side. Can old Smooth get it done up top? Although Baumlee slides up in front of him, here comes Clancy back on the inside. A race to the line. Baumlee by half a car length.
J.J. Baumlee, Chad Clancy continue to go at it here in the IMCA stock cars. Clancy on the bottom. They're going to have to deal with lap traffic. The 19X of Dana Cook running the bottom. That's where Clancy is. He's going to have to work as Clancy and Baumlee almost come together down the front straightaway. They're able to clear lap traffic. Baumlee up top, Clancy on the bottom. They work off turn number 2, and now Clancy, he's back out front into turn 3.
Clancy takes that lead on the inside with that 72X car as they come down the front straightaway. Baumlee looks on the top side, but Clancy able to hang on to that lead.
And now here comes J.J. Baumlee. He goes back to the top side, and we might change this again down the back straightaway. Here comes Baumlee. He leads into turn number 3.
Clancy stays on the inside. Baumlee up top. Here comes the drag race as the white flag comes out. One more time around.
As Chad Clancy, he works the bottom of car around in the middle of 3 and 4. Baumlee up top as caution on the racetrack. And we are going to have a green-white checker. Caution on the speedway. J.J. Baumlee in second. Clancy leads the field back to green. We've got 2 circuits around US 36 Raceway to decide this one. A good restart from Clancy. He uses the bottom. Baumlee wants the top. As Baumlee bounces that one off the cushion, it's 3 car lengths down to 2 car lengths into turn number 3. Baumlee goes to the top side of the racetrack. Clancy on the bottom. White flag in the air one more time around. It's down to a car length and a half. Make it a car length into turn number 1. Baumlee will bounce it off the cushion again over in turn number 1. He's going to need a big drive down the back straightaway. As he closes into turn 3, Clancy uses the bottom and off turn number 4. It's Chad Clancy picking up the IMCA Stock Car Missouri IMCA Nationals main event. Baumlee will finish second. Mick Ross third. Brian Rigsby fourth. Rounding out your top 5 is the 99 to Brian Labonte. Nathan Weiler, Jason Martin, the 7 of Toby Chapman. And the IMCA sprint cars are underway off turn number 4. Into turn number 1, Kenny Potter works into turn 1 as everyone makes it through 1 cleanly, and it's Nathan Weiler out front into turn number 3. As Nathan Weiler leads, Toby Chapman now second, Mike Moore third, Jason Martin into 4th, Stu Snyder in that 6th position, Kenny Potter back to 5th. As we stay green, it is now Toby Chapman. He will lead into off turn number 2. Mike Moore has trouble.
World famous Toby Chapman got that car out front. Here comes car number 5. He is coming to the front. The 5X on the move. That is Martin as he will make his way to the front.
As Mike Moore is flipping down the front straightaway. We are red on the speedway for the 69 of Mike Moore. Jason Martin in that 2nd position. Weiler 3rd, Stu Snyder 4th, Jack Potter in 5th. And it's Toby Chapman still your leader in turn 3.
Toby Chapman going to use the low line on the racetrack. That seems to work for him as he will hang on to that lead. As Martin runs in that 2nd position, a little bit of wiggle and wobble back through the pack, but everybody seems to be getting around the track in excellent shape.
As Jason Martin is working the top side of the racetrack, he'll drive around the 7 of Toby Chapman. You've got a new leader. It's the 5X of Jason Martin.
He will take that lead as they go through turn number 1, off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Now he is checking out, already dealing with lap traffic as they come down the front straightaway.
Jason Martin into turn number 1. The 5X, your leader, he has to work around the 77. He gets by him. Chapman 2nd, Stu Snyder in 3rd, Kenny Potter 4th, Nathan Weiler back there in 5th. As again, Jason Martin, your leader, 13 to go.
Looks like Toby Chapman still runs in that 2nd position as he is setting his sights on that leader, but that leader has set his sights on the lap cars, and he is checking out and gone.
As Jason Martin working the top side of the racetrack, that's where Monty Cook is running. Martin will go to the bottom. He clears Cook in the 33. Next lap car will be the 38 of Austin Couch. Martin goes back to the top side, and he's driving away from the field right now in that 5X. Jason Martin off turn number 2. He's still your leader. He'll move around Couch as he's now got about a straightaway on Toby Chapman as he works off turn number 4. Still out front, 10 in, 10 to go.
Battle shaping up for that 2nd position as car number 5 is now run down Chapman, and they will be battling for that 2nd position as the laps continue to wind down.
Jason Martin, he's diamonding the racetrack now. He enters high, he drives low. Jake Greenwood, the next lap car he will have to deal with. He diamonds the corner again, enters high, drops low. As we're 3 wide further back in the pack with Nathan Weiler and Jack Potter. And now we're 8 to go for the 5X of Jason Martin.
Martin will put Greenwood a lap down as he will go by him now down the back straightaway. As he continues to put distance between him and everybody else out on the speedway. He came here to win this race, and right now it is his race to lose as he deals with lap traffic.
As Jason Martin, again, working on lap traffic, has to get on the binders there. As Buddy Tubbs was running his lane, Martin goes back to the high side over here in 3 and 4. He clears Tubbs, and we've got 6 to go for the 5X of Jason Martin. Caution on the racetrack. We've got caution with 6 laps to go.
Yellow out on the speedway, kind of checking things out. Debris over in turn number 2. I saw the 95 car jerk a little sideways trying to miss that debris. Debris laying on the racetrack in turn number 3. As we go down the back straightaway, Toby Chapman now side by side with the car number 5. As they go back and forth, Chapman will be on the inside. He will make that work as they come down the front straightaway. He will hold on to that second position.
5 laps remain. Martin, your leader, Chapman in second. We got one upside down over in turn 3 and 4, and we are red on the speedway, red on the speedway. As we are back underway, Jason Martin will lead the field in a turn number 1. Stu Snyder will go to the top. Toby Chapman, he runs the bottom, but it's Martin. He's up on the high side of the racetrack, cuts it down to the bottom. Martin, your leader, 3 to go.
Toby Chapman, world-famous guy, is hanging on to that car as he will stay in that second position as he goes down the back straightaway. Low line working for him. Stu Snyder on the high line, but while those two are playing back and forth for those positions, at car number 5X, he is out to the lead.
As Jason Martin out front, Stu Snyder now moves into second. Martin works into turn number 2 and 3. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go for the 5X of Jason Martin. That car's been on a rail all race long as he continues to drive away from the field. He's got a straightaway on Stu Snyder. White flag in the air one more time around US 36 Raceway.
Using that low line to perfection as he keeps that car going around. The white flag has been displayed as they go down the back straightaway. He is going to take that car through turn number 3. Your winner of the inaugural IMCA Missouri National Champion, that is the 5X of Jason Martin. Car number 5 of Stu Snyder. He will come home in that second position. Your third spot, car number 7 of Toby Chapman. That is your top 3 here tonight as they do their cool-down lap. He will bring that car up here in the victory. Coming to turn 4.
A final race of 2019 at US 36 Raceway is green. It's the IMCA Modifieds at the Missouri IMCA Nationals.
Jesse Dennis going to take that early lead. Here comes Overding back. We are 3 wide down the back straightaway. Overding going to look on the inside of Dennis as we continue to race.
As Kyle Oberding works the bottom of the racetrack, he takes the lead off turn number 4. Dennis and Oberding make contact as they head into turn number 1.
Everybody bouncing around in turn number 4, bouncing off each other. It looks like Jim Mason, the worst for wears. He will go all the way to the rear of the field. Here comes Oberding as he has got that lead now. Dennis slipping back to that 3rd position.
As Kyle Oberding leads lap number 2, Stephen Bowers runs 2nd, Jesse Dennis 3rd, Mark Schaffman. He works the bottom of the racetrack. Is now Oberding. He slips over there in turn 2, and Stephen Bowers moves out front.
Stephen Bowers, he takes that car to the lead. He is going to go right through the bump in turn number 4. No problem for him as he will now be dealing with lap traffic. The lap car Masoner goes 1 down.
As Sean Berrigan will call it a race, we've got caution on the speedway. Jim Masoner Jr. not able to get off the racetrack. We are yellow on the speedway.
As the yellow comes out, it looks like car number 88 is also going to take that car through the infield and off the racetrack. As up front, Stephen Bauer
back to green. I'll wait until turn number 4, and we're racing again at US 36 Raceway.
As they go into turn number 1, still going to lead him is Stephen Byers. He is right in the middle of the racetrack. Here comes Oberding in that car number 75. Chad Clancy making his move. He is up to that 3rd spot now. Old Smooth coming to the front.
As Oberding will run the bottom, Bowers is using the top. Here comes Chad Clancy. He moves up to 2nd. Oberding back to 3rd. As we've got debris on the back straightaway into turn number 3, we got caution.
Debris coming off a car on the back straightaway high on turn number 4. That caution out of our control as it is up on the top of the racetrack.
As we're back racing at US 36 Raceway.
Clancy going to look on the inside as we head into turn number 1. Unable to get it done as Byron will keep that car on the top side. As they go down the back straightaway, Clancy all over the back of the 77 of Byers.
He talked about Mike Densberger. He takes 4th away from Oberding for a 2nd, and he's going to slide way high in that 81 car. Keeps it under wraps but loses several positions. He's back to 5th.
Densberger used to a track just like this as he races up at Eagle Raceway, as he has got that car up in the 5th position now, as we got a battle for the lead as Clancy looking on the inside. Clancy will lead that lap.
Chad Clancy takes the lead away from Stephen Bowers. Back comes Bowers. He's going to pull a crossover. Can't get there. Down the back straightaway as Kyle Olberding has trouble, and we have red on the speedway. A big incident down the front straightaway.
Car on his top here on the front straightaway. 2 cars getting together. Looks like David Coates also involved. Everyone needs to
Mike Densberger in 5th, and we are back racing at US 36 Raceway.
As they go into turn number 1, race fans, they will go wheel to wheel as they come off turn number 2. Clancy with the lead as he will run the high side, but here comes the 77 of Bowers.
As Bowers will work the bottom, Clancy will slide up top towards the middle. As Clancy leads that lap. Lap 1 of the restart, lap 7 of the race. Clancy, he's up top. Bowers on the bottom. Jesse Dennison, Adam Cates, they battle for 3rd down the back straightaway.
High side and low side, 2 distinct lines out here on the racetrack as they come down the front straightaway. Bowers inside is Clancy now with a 2-car length advantage into 1.
As the car I'm looking at right now is Shane Bailey. He has moved into the 6th position. He started all the way back in 16th. He's got plenty of time still to drive through the field. Clancy's still your leader. Bowers 2nd, Dennis 3rd, Cates 4th, Densberger 5th, and then it's that 7 of Shane Bailey.
Shane Bailey flirting with the high side of the berm as he is putting that right rear tire all the way up next to the wall, right up on the high side of the racetrack as you can get down here in 3 and 4, and he is making it work. Densberger now looking on the inside of Cates as they come down the front straightaway.
Chad Clancy this time gets a little bit too high over there in turn number 2. Stephen Bowers gets there. As we got a battle for the lead, Bowers goes high. He's going to cross over down low. He's going to get a big drive off turn 4. Your new leader's the 77 of Stephen Bowers.
Bowers makes that move as he would do that crossover. He made it work now. Paying him back to favor is Clancy as he will run the crossover move on him. Now Bowers dives back to the inside. Clancy took his line away as they come down the front straightaway.
Stephen Bowers now out front. Clancy 2nd. Dennis 3rd as Adam Cates up the hill. Densberger will take that position, and there goes Shane Bailey. Move him inside the top 5.
Shane Bailey continues his march to the front, but here comes Cates back on the inside of Bailey as they go into turn. As yellow, caution on the raceway as car number 88 is up over the berm down in turn number 3.
IMCA modified main event. Stephen Bowers back to green. Clancy, he gets a good restart. He'll look the inside of Bowers into turn number 1. Bowers drives up the racetrack. Clancy, he stays on the bottom. Here goes Mike Densberger. He's back there. He'll take 3rd away from Jesse Dennis into turn number 3.
Densberger, he will not go away. I told you to keep an eye on that 81 car. This is his kind of racetrack where he can hammer down. He is used to it up at Eagle Raceway, but Stephen Bowers now with a big lead on Chad Clancy in that 21C.
Shane Bailey is cleared for 5th. Bowers out front, Clancy 2nd. Densberger runs 3rd, Dennis 4th. And here comes Shane Bailey. He's working to the outside. He'll take 4th into turn number 1.
Taking that place away from Jesse Dennis as that car number 7 is working on the high side to perfection. Dennis tries to cross over, but to no avail. As again, Bailey flirting with that edge right up on the top of the raceway. Diamonds that turn as he is gaining on that 81 car, Densberger.
Adam Cates might have picked up on the line that Shane Bailey's running. He works around the outside of Dennis now as well. He'll take 5th away from the 70. As Stephen Bowers this time, we're past halfway, 14 to go for the 77 of Stephen Bowers.
Shane Bailey using that hole to work for him as Jesse Dennis hit it. Problems for him as looks like he is going into the infield. Mark Schaffman, he was caught up behind him, but he clears him now as green stays out on the racetrack as it looks like Jesse Dennis's night is over.
So Stephen Bowers, your leader. Chad Clancy 2nd. Mike Densberger 3rd. Shane Bailey 4th. Adam Cates in 5th. Jalen Wettengale now 6th. Schaffman, he runs 7th. The battle's for 8th. Tony Hardesty has it over Michael Dotson. Then Jacob Brock rounds out your top 10.
As we continue to watch the 77 lead, Chad Clancy, Westfall GMC on that car in 2nd position, the 81 of Mike Densberger. As we continue to roll around this track, the 88 car calling it quits as he will pull that car into the infield. That is Behringer behind the wheel of that car.
As now Stephen Bowers will have to work around lap traffic. He'll drive to the bottom of the racetrack. As Densberger and Bailey now battle for 3rd into turn number 1. Here goes Shane Bailey on the outside. Densberger, he works the bottom. Bailey's been working the top side of the racetrack. Up there all the way, almost off the berm. Densberger on the bottom. Here comes Bailey. He'll take third into turn number 1.
Shane Bailey may be the fastest car out on the racetrack. If he does not run out of laps, he is going to be a hard car to keep from charging to the front as he and Densberger go back and forth for that position. Stephen Byers getting through lap traffic to perfection as Chad Clancy runs into second position.
Stephen Bowers, your leader. He got around Jacob Brock that last lap. Clancy still in second. Bowers now opening it up. We'll have to work on Tony Hardesty in the middle of 3 and 4. Hardesty, next car, lap traffic. 8 laps to go now for Stephen Bowers.
As Bowers continues to lead, laps continue to wind down as they go down the back straightaway. Bauer, beautiful billboards. Car number 77 as Densberger off track, flat, right rear tire on the 81.
Stephen Bowers, he still leads. Got a comfortable margin as now he'll work to the inside of Michael Dotson. Chad Clancy still running second. Bailey third. As Bowers clears lap traffic, now he's got a clear racetrack out in front of him. Just 6 laps to go for Michael Dotson.
Michael Dotson running the same speed as the leaders as they go into turn number 1, coming off turn number 2. But now Bowers will clear him. A clear racetrack is what he wanted to see with only 6 laps to go as Bowers continues to lead.
Stephen Bowers, 5 to go now, and still has a comfortable gap and has a lot of clear track in front of him. As it's about a half straight away as Tony Hardesty will call it a night. 4 to go now for Stephen Bowers.
Michael Dawson in the lap car slips up the racetrack. That opens the door for Clancy to get by him clean. Could not pull it off as they go through turn number 1. Off of turn number 2. Bowers continues to increase that lead now as he has a clear racetrack ahead of him.
3 to go for Bowers. He's your leader. Clancy second. Bailey third. Cates fourth. And now Wettengale inside the top 5. As Stephen Bowers, he just keeps it headed in the right direction. He'll pick up the IMCA modified feature win.
Clancy now in that second position. He has cleared the lap car of Dawson. Looking back, Shane Bailey still gaining. Too little, too late as the laps continue to wind down. Stephen Bowers out front with only 2 laps to go.
Bowers works off of turn number 2. He's got a straightaway now over the 21C. He's found a line that works for him. He'll work off turn number 4. White flag in the air. The final lap of 2019 here at US 36 Raceway. Bowers works into turn number 1. He'll work around Hermsen in the 64. Down the back straightaway. He's got plenty of clean and green racetrack off of 4. Your Missouri IMCA Nationals modified champions, the 77 of Stephen Bowers. Second will be the 21C of Chad Clancy. Third will go to the 7 of Shane Bailey. Fourth to the 23 of Adam Cates. And rounding out your top 5 would be the 91J of Jalen Wettengale.